2 weeks ago, Mark Hunt was pulled from his main event fight at UFC Sydney due to medical concerns stemming from self-penned testimonial for the player's voice detailing health problems he's been dealing with as his career winds down. When it was announced he was off the card, Hunt exploded at UFC President Dana White over Instagram, saying that he was completely cleared to fight and asking why he was taken off the card. 2 weeks later, it seems Hunt is still looking for an answer. A journalist rings me up and says, "You're not fighting in Sydney," Hunt told ESPN recently. "I had to check to see if it was true. I was really upset by that. I've lost a lot of money on this camp, and losing this fight will cost me over $1 million. I had plans for that money. I have taxes to pay." To hear it from a journalist, they could have called me themselves. "And the thing is, I didn't know why they pulled me. I still don't. I've passed all the medicals. I'd like to know the reason I've been put on the sideline." So far, the UFC is saying they pulled Hunt for fear of the problems he outlined in the player's voice piece. White went on to clarify that sometimes it was his job to protect fighters from themselves, but Hunt is not buying White's altruistic motivations, saying that White didn't care about protecting him when he allowed Hunt to fight known pet abusers, and, perhaps even more damning, in 2 weeks when they will put on a fight with a man who says he's seen aliens. "There's nothing in the results that says I can't fight. The UFC says they're acting for my well-being. Why did they put me in the octagon with all these cheaters? Then why are they letting Georges St-Pierre fight again when he's talked about seeing aliens? They just let a guy fight with a staph infection last week. If they're worried about our well-being, why did they do all that?" Hunt is currently suing the UFC, Dana White, and Brock Lesnar over the matter of having to fight against fighters circumventing the rules, and, Hunt alleges, promulgating unfair circumstances against him that have substantively caused him financial and physical harm. Hunt has fought twice since filing the lawsuit, but firmly believes that this special treatment of him is the UFC's way of getting back at him for suing them. Hunt still has 3 fights left on his UFC contract now that he will no longer be fighting at UFC Sydney. In the meantime, former UFC heavyweight champion Fabricio Werdum takes his place, taking on Marcin Tybura in the main event. MUSTREAD Stories results. Darren Till knocked out Donald Cerrone and the rest of UFC Gdansk results. Bellator. Gegard Mousasi won a close one over Alexander Shlemenko at Bellator 185. Slur. Conor McGregor dropped a homophobic slur backstage at UFC Gdansk. Fight. Karolina Kowalkiewicz wants to fight Jessica Andrade next. Order. Mark Goddard explained why McGregor had to leave cageside at UFC Gdansk. Defense. Demetrius Johnson stresses the importance of defense for young fighters. Videos to UFC Gdansk post-fight presser. Bellator 185 highlights. KFA 25 highlights. Segment of Woodley's TMZ show. "Joanna has some serious elbows going on here. If you speak the language, this could be for you. Otherwise, probably not worth your time. Listen up." 6th round. UFC Gdansk immediate post-fight analysis. Luke Thomas. Immediate post-fight discussion of UFC Gdansk. Social media Bouillabaisse Cowboy knows how to take an L lol. You know you're in some sick shape because of all your hard work when people are accusing you of taking steroids. Proud moment. Darren Till at Darren Till 2 October 22, 2017. Dana attacking UFC fans in the comments of an Instagram post. Dana White calls Darren Till the future. Some folks disagreed and let it be known in the comments section. The UFC president struck back. Pic.twitter.com Clay J. Beffs, Chamatkar Sandhu at Sandhama October 22, 2017. Darren Till getting the love. Parallel needs to be made. No one is going to be upset if Ponzi drops out or gets booked elsewhere. Prior obligations to take care of in Winnipeg, then we'll see if Dana White wants to give the boy a real contender fight. Platinum Mike Perry at Platinum Perry October 21, 2017. Diego feeling good about the return to welterweight. They don't even try to put Jędrzejczyk there. MVP's from his boxing debut over the weekend. Pic.twitter.com's BVW Jong, Jalasanda at Jalasanda October 20, 2017. Congrats fight announcements. Anthony Hamilton 158 vs. Adam Vichorek 81 UFC Sydney, November 18. Kamaru Usman 111 vs. Emil Meek 92, 1 NC UFC 219, December 30. Today in MMA history. 2005 Kazushi Sakuraba knocked out Ken Shamrock at Pride 30. 2010 Cain Velasquez became the UFC heavyweight champion when he knocked out Brock Lesnar at UFC 121. 2015 Rafael Carvalho knocked out Brandon Halsey with a body kick at Bellator 144 to claim the vacant middleweight championship. Final thoughts: Darren Till looked sensational, Conor had a terrible weekend, and Gegard had a rough Bellator debut. Be sure to check out the MMA Hour today as it has a star-studded lineup. And that's all for today, folks. Enjoy the fights and see y'all tomorrow. Exit poll: 51%, 856 votes, 12%, 210 votes, 3%, 65 votes, 27%, 452 votes, 4%, 73 votes, 1656 votes total. Vote now. If you find something you'd like to see in the morning report, hit me up on Twitter at JedMeshu and let me know about it. Also follow MMA Fighting on Instagram, add us on Snapchat at MMA Fighting, and like us on Facebook.